She was out jogging when she was grabbed and dragged into a van. And then an entire country waited 900 days for her return. Let's talk about it. It was the 12th of April, 1993 in Spain. The capital, Madrid, was unusually empty. Most people had left to visit their families over Easter, but not the Seguras, José, Sigrid, and their 22-year-old daughter Anabel. The young woman spent the morning studying. She was nearly finished with her degree in business management. At around 2:30, Anabel said goodbye to the housekeeper and went out to go running. As always, she was wearing her Walkman, listening to her favorite music, which was probably one of the reasons that she didn't notice the white van slowly driving up behind her. Without warning, 2 men jumped out and dragged the kicking and screaming Anabel into the van. All of this was seen by the gardener of a school nearby. The man immediately called the police, but by the time they got there, Anabel and the van were long gone. The only things left were her Walkman and a white shirt and sweater she had been wearing. The first thing the police actually thought was that this had been a terrorist attack. The region had been plagued by multiple attacks of the ETA, a separatistic group that wanted independence of certain regions in Spain and France. But this group usually notified the press immediately if they abducted anyone. It took 2 days for Anabel's actual abductors to make contact, and as it turned out, they had nothing to do with the ETA. They contacted Anabel's parents, who in turn let their friend, a local attorney, talk to them and negotiate. Anabel's abductors wanted money, 150 million pesetas, which would be 900,000 euros today. They even agreed on a location for the handover. But when the lawyer turned up, they were nowhere to be seen. And this continued on for over 2 years. The abductors called Anabel's parents over 20 times. Each time they asked for a new sum of money and agreed on a new meeting place, but they never turned up. It didn't matter whether Anabel's parents, the lawyer, or even undercover cops turned up at these meeting points. The abductors didn't show up to collect the money. The calls they made were all recorded, and the police tried to get a clear voice profile of the man. But audio forensic was still in its infancy back then. Of course, during this entire time, the parents begged the abductors for proof that their daughter was still alive. But the only thing they ever got was a cassette tape and a letter in the mail on June the 24th in 1993. On it was the voice of a woman who said the following: "Dear parents, I just wanted to let you know that I'm alright, considering the circumstances. These people are not treating me badly, but I want to go home. I've been here a long time and I want to see you again. I hope it's over soon. Till then, Papa. Be well, Mama." José immediately told the police that that was not his daughter's voice. But this of course didn't bode well for Anabel. If the abductors used another woman to record the message, that could only mean that Anabel was either hurt so badly that she couldn't talk anymore, or that she was dead. All the while, the public couldn't believe that a young woman couldn't be found. There were even public marches where hundreds of people begged for Anabel's release. But nothing worked, and the police were not able to even find a hint of the abductors. So they decided to get in contact with the BKA, the German Federal Crime Police Office. They had an expert in audio forensic who was one of the best in the world back then, Professor Dr. Hermann Kunzel, and he actually managed to do it. He cleared the voices on the tape up, and the clean recording got sent to a very popular TV show in Spain that dealt with finding criminals and missing people. And one of the viewers from a small town, Escalana, immediately recognized the voices and alerted the police. On the 28th of September, the police arrested Ortiz Aon and Munoz Guadix, and they admitted the terrible truth. Anabel was dead, and she had been dead since the day she got abducted. The man claimed that Anabel had tried to escape only 6 hours after they took her. This led them to brutally killing the young woman via strangulation in an abandoned factory. Ortiz showed the police where they buried the body. And with that, ended Spain's longest abduction in history. Exactly 900 days on the dot. Ortiz and Munoz were sentenced to 43 years in prison. The woman on the tape turned out to be Feliz Garcia, Munoz's wife, who had to serve 6 months for her role. Ortiz died in prison in 2009. Munoz was released in 2013 after only serving 18 years. He is now a free man.